I don't know how much value I have in this universe, but I do know that I made a few people happier than they would have been without me. And as long as I know that, I'm as rich as I ever need to be.
Hey kid, what time is that?
It's time to refresh.
Hey, yeah. Back once again with another podcast. This is episode 80 of the It's Time to Refresh podcast. You know the shit by now. It's all the same thing that I rhyme off all the time. Got a returning guest.
Hey guys.
Oh, in fact, you know what? Rewind that. You're introducing this one. You can do. Go on, American Ben. Go on.
I don't like doing it. I'm not a dog. I can't do it on command.
Oh.
I'll just do it when I feel like doing
That's
it.
fine. So yeah, we've got Bon Lee, American Ben, fucking one half of Bad, and so much more. How are we doing?
Not bad, mate, you?
Class. I only seen you. What was it last month? We went to wrestling. Back end of August, wasn't it? Yeah.
Sank 2 weeks.
Right, no.
Like properly.
Yeah, properly sitting at the conversation and that. Wembley, and it was fucking unreal.
Yeah,
we're going to get into that later, but we'll get into that later. Because I know there's a lot of people who don't like wrestling. Yeah, the majority of the listeners, I think.
Turning it off now.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've seen a lot of each other lately, having a crack and whatnot. It seems to have been a busy year for both of us, in my opinion. It feels like I've seen you more than I've seen a lot of my close friends. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like recently.
I've been quite busy. Probably busiest year since I come back, I reckon.
Yeah. I want to get into. There's loads of stuff I want to get into, but when we're talking about being busy and that, we will get onto it. But what did you have for tea last night?
Spag bol.
Fucking hell. I asked this question, I always forget. Last night I had. What day was it yesterday? Thursday? Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Fucking hell. I couldn't get back to you on that because I can't remember.
It was only last night.
I know.
You know what?
Terrible.
I thought on the way up, I was listening to what I thought, you know what shit, what did I have last night? Spag bol.
Nah, I forgot. So, yeah, as I say, we've seen a lot of each other lately, and it seems to have been an extremely busy year with just loads of different shit. And what I wanted to get onto was straight off the bat a post I seen you comment on today, and I know that people who were watching they'll love to hear somebody discuss this. I think it's a good point.
Controversy already. Yeah.
No, Ben from DVB posted DVB Productions saying about bookings and stuff like that. Like, I want to touch on this subject of the bounce scene and how everything is and how people approach it and stuff like that. In my opinion, I can see sort of it's bizarre that they don't get booked.
And 100%.
But at the same time, I seen you comment saying about Bad. How many Bad bookings have you had this year?
2, and
Two.
I think they were at one week apart as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think Greeny's got as frustrated as me. I've been frustrated over years.
Yeah.
And I think, well, you do all this work, but I've sort of just come to the point where it's like, I do it because I like doing it.
Yeah.
And if I can get booked, then go do it. If I don't, I'll just carry on doing it because I like doing it.
Yeah.
I tried not to get, what's the word? Too pissed off about it. I think that's the right word. That's why I like to get. I have been frustrated, but now
Gets up your back a little bit.
Yeah, you just think, you know what? But like, there is that many people that do it that do deserve to be there. That it's, not everyone can do it all the time, can they?
Yeah.
And I think certain brands have a certain group of DJs that they work with.
Yeah.
So you sort of like think, right, if you're, say for DVB they're doing the This Is Bounce events quite a lot, then somebody like maybe Sanctuary, just for instance, like, well, they're going to be on their events, I want my event to be different. So,
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense.
You can't be everywhere. Everyone wants to do everywhere, and one thing I've learned for just growing up is you can't be liked by everyone, and you can't do everything. You know what I mean?
I know that Dom at least will be listening to this because he's a Patreon and that as well. Shout to Dom.
Big shout.
But my thing is with it is the fact of, like, I've been told personally, I'd book you, but you're a Sank guy, and it's like it's once you play for a certain brand for a certain amount of time, people will be more inclined not to book you because of, that's their lineups.
Yeah, because
and that's our lineups.
it's sort of like
It's shit.
a territory thing. As well,
Yeah,
isn't
it is.
But as well, everyone wants the brand to be different. So,
Mm.
well, I mean, there's only a select few people that do loads of different
Everything,
brands,
yeah,
isn't there?
yeah.
Like John Neal, he'll do a BTRD, he'll do a Sank, he'll do a Sops or whatever. So, there is, but he's at the top, the very top, and he has been for 15, 20 years. You know what I mean? So that's like completely understandable. I do get the frustration, but it's a hobby at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But
I think it makes it more interesting though if there's a versus night, because, for instance, you're a Sant guy, I'm a Sant guy. If we went and done another event, because I know you're doing the flexing and antidote, right? If you were to put up against, say, like an antidote DJ, straight away to me, that's like, again, wrestling. It's like seeing a wrestler go against, because of the way the territory is.
Forbidden door.
The forbidden door, it is. And that is an appealing thing to me. But at the same time, when you get people who are trying to break through, and it's just like, whew, this is fucking frustrating.
It's hard to get. You've got to. At the end of the day, it is a hobby, but it's like, well, obviously the tune side of it. There's a lot of people that are cut above the rest.
Mm-hmm.
DJing wise, you're mixing.
Mm-hmm.
There is obviously
it's your reputation as well.
There's so many elements of it now. Like obviously, you make a tune, your social media presence, the obviously being able to mix, tune selection, blah blah blah, popularity. So sometimes it's just. Sometimes some people's faces don't fit, no matter how good they are.
Yeah.
And they're just, they could be the best person in the world, and sometimes it just doesn't work out for them, does it?
With regards to DVB, and they are one of only a couple that I can back and say they deserve a lot more because of how good they are. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I've recorded a pod with them, and afterwards, they're on my list to get on for an It's Time to Refresh event. They're going to be on the next one. And as well, I've went out my way to the contacts that I do have. I've said, these lads are like eager. Get them on if you can.
Yeah.
And I think it's a bit odd that it hasn't been followed up, especially because if you look at when they put stuff out, they're like Bad, they're like Fitzy and Ross, they've got that a little niche following that every tune they put out they love.
Yeah.
And
I like that every tune they do. I think they've got their own that sound.
Yeah. So to me, you're gonna get that niche following coming to see them, and I think people like Kenty's aware of that as well. When they're booked, there is people who's just come to see a DVB set on that lineup. They might not be into A, B, and C, but they're there for that, and I think that speaks volumes. And I think, given time, I think they will fall on the feet and they will be up there. Especially if they stay consistent as they are as well, because for a long time I feel like they should have, even now they should be just pushing through for events.
And the thing is, like I said, they were like taking little breaks. The thing is, you take a little break, and even it's a month or two or maybe three, like you've forgotten about.
Exactly. Everything moves so fast.
Oh yeah, it's like you flavour it week one week and then the next
I
week.
messaged you the other day saying it, didn't I? Yeah. I said, how, and this is a sort of, we're going behind the curtain type thing. I said, how frustrating is it that one week that people will be like, this is class, blah, blah, blah. And then the week after, you just sort of forgot about and you just put on the back burner again. And it's just a cycle of that. And it's like,
you've got to be...
you're hot topic, aren't you? Then you're not.
Yeah, you've got to be...
And it comes around as well.
You've got to be doing it all the time. But it's hard to do it when it's a hobby as well. And if you've got kids, like Ben just had a baby, I'm pretty sure this year. Right. So it's going to be hard. And they're pretty much the same. Me and Greenie were. We just used to do a Wednesday night for like.
They do Wednesday night as well.
Yeah, I used to get there at 6.
Yeah.
And then at 8, half 8, I'm having to go. It's like 2.5 hours. It's not enough time.
Yeah.
So it takes you 6 weeks to make a track. It's like a long time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So when you've got that time constraint and it's not pulling off, but sometimes you get out where you put in, the more time you put in, the more you get out. Not that they don't put any time. I'm not saying it by the way like that. Just meaning like obviously, people that probably if you take all your spare time and just put it all into music. Like when I was younger, that's all I was bothered about. Get home from work, get on the decks, and then like I think we used to do every Tuesday and Thursday. Man, don't get me well, can't remember the days.
Yeah.
To do the bad behaviour thing. Every day we bounce. There
Yeah.
was nothing else when
It's your world, isn't it?
that was when I was younger. But then obviously now I've got a kid.
It's
I've got
life
two
gets in the
kids.
way.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You've got things to do and stuff like that. You can't unless you can hammer it like that, and you're up there already. You're not. It's going to be really hard to get that output.
Yeah. I've got a question for you in particular in regards to this then. See, when you were doing it full time, obviously you touched on it the last time on the podcast, how hard was it to maintain full time? I mean, I'm talking a balance of making stuff and the financial side of it as well.
The financial side, I think we started doing the ministry remixes,
Yeah.
and we got a decent amount for them.
Yeah.
So every single remix fee, we put it into a business account.
Well, you touched on this on the last one, but
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say is, what was the, I don't know how to word this, but like, did you find yourself you were having to constantly write stuff to keep the money up? Does that make sense?
No, I think
Because it's
it was hard doing it every day.
Yeah, exactly. You burn
the
out.
juices weren't there. It was
Yeah.
like sort of like you get a bit fed up with each other as well. I think there were a bit of that. Like I lived with my dad at the time, so like financially, it was just like I was living for the weekend at the same time. So like go and DJ at weekend,
Yeah.
spend that on the party, and then as long as my phone bill were paid, I didn't have to worry about rent or anything because
Class.
my dad would pay.
What a situation.
It was a good time to be fair. Like so, financially, I didn't like. I weren't bothered about materialistic things at that point. It was just like right, go out DJ, go and have a sesh, and then go and make the tunes during the week.
Okay.
But it were hard to like say if you got to knock out 4 tunes that way. I think we did an album for Ministry at first. We did a few tunes, and that were hard to churn that out in such a short space of time. And I think we did the Bounce 7 album. I think that was about a year after. So I think we did it for about a good year or two, maybe. No work for me anyway. Mm-hmm. And it was hard. It's hard to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Once
it's
you're not.
creativeness, isn't it? Like you got to think of ideas, and like you know, if all three are having an off day, then you're not getting anything out here.
No.
So
I can understand that. For instance, now then, let's say you're you now, and you got offered that same deal. Do you feel like it would run you down? Because obviously you've got the real life aspect of you've got your house, you've got everything, you've got your kids to pay for and stuff. Because there is people out there who do this full time.
yeah, I don't think I'd want to do it full time because I enjoy it now.
Yeah, once it becomes a job, it's not
Yeah,
fun
you
anymore.
sort of like you lose the passion for it. I did anyway. So now I know I've like got a job, family, kids, whatever, and then I've got like this bit of a spare time. I can do this hobby that I enjoy. But like the other night we're making a track. I've got right 7:30, just cut off, chill out time. I don't think I'd want to do that all the time because I just think. Get bored of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to watch things on TV now. And, play my PlayStation or whatever.
Yeah. See, for me, right, I don't know whether this is just me or what. If I did it full time, I think I'd drive myself a bit crazy as well. Like overthinking things. Like now, I get this short space of window where I can do a podcast or I can produce a tune or whatever, and I'm there. And I think if it was a 9 to 5 for me, I will be like. My mind will be doing fucking.
It's not that as well. Like if say if I've had a drink at weekend or whatever, like it gets to Monday, I don't want to go.
You're on boss, aren't you? Yeah, I get that.
I don't want to go to work on Monday. Obviously, I go because I need to go. I need to get paid. But when you're like working at home, it's like I'll do it tomorrow. But then you're behind, and then I couldn't do it personally. But then again, if I could DJ every weekend and make the same money, I think I'd quite happily do that without all the having to produce and all that. Because I'm a DJ before I'm a producer. I don't mind making music, but I only do it to keep myself relevant to DJ though. So
I'm the other way around.
Yeah, I like to play music. I don't really. I do like doing it, obviously, but that's what I'd like to. If I could DJ every weekend. I make the same money I do at work, then I'd probably be over that. All over that. I'm
first and foremost a producer. DJing is my chance to see how people like it. Like if I've made something that's for me. It's more creative over. Because there's a lovely camaraderie to DJing where once a crowd's in tune with what you're playing and they're anticipating the next tune, and there's something about that that's magical. But for me, the payoff is seeing my music played out.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
I'll say this as well. If it ever comes to a point where I don't enjoy DJing and stuff anymore, I wouldn't mind producing music for Manic, and John goes and does the DJ thing of it. Like, I really wouldn't bother me. I don't think.
See,
I know where you're coming from.
I imagine John's probably opposite, probably a little bit more like me.
Exactly. I do enjoy DJing and stuff like that, and I was a DJ before I was a producer. But I was always a DJ first to learn the mechanics of writing a tune and stuff.
Yeah, for me, that like buzz of someone just buzzing off any tune, not just one idea, buzzing off what you played.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you could bottle that, then you'd be a bloody millionaire, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But when we're talking about sort of like DJing and stuff like that, I want to close this sort of part of the conversation about the DVB status. I've only had one Manic booking this year. I know we're only a brand new thing, but if it was me and I only had one and I wasn't doing the bread refresh thing, I'd be a bit disheartened, and I can see why they're disheartened. I think they've had 2 bookings.
Yeah, I completely get it.
Yeah,
because when you are like knocking out really good tunes all the time.
Yeah, and they're getting played in clubs as well. It's not as if they're not.
It's like, right, well, you're booking the DJs that play them. So I'm a believer that you need to look after producers, because with no producers, you're gonna have no music.
Exactly.
With no music, you're not gonna be playing all the old stuff. So you should look after producers. So yeah,
I think there's a balance. So
yeah, they've got to be, because like, if you book, say you book DVB and they played a full set of DVB, would it work? More likely, but if I play a full set of my own tune, I get bored of it. So then, let alone anyone else, I like to play a bit of everything. So I think you do need that. You do need that balance, because a full set of, if you've got that, someone like DVB and like Fitzy Roth, they've got the sounds, they've got their own sounds, and every tune is practically that sound. Not they all sound the same, I'm not saying that, but they've got that sound.
No, it's a signature sound.
After an hour, probably that might do people's heads in. Like, there's a bit, where you play 10 tunes over the course of a night, then it's completely different, isn't it? So I don't like playing all my own tunes, but I don't think I've got my own sound really. I just let's make a different type of tune every time.
You've got a bad sound. You've got a new bad sound, and I think you've got a Bon Lee sound, and you can hear it.
You probably can hear things, but like I'm trying to use I don't go to the same percussion sounds all the time. I try to use different sounds to make them sound different, but they probably have that sound.
The first time I heard the Bon Lee signature sound it was years ago. It was when you done Sweetheart. Originally, no, but that's where
that's something I do cringe at when I listen to it now.
Why?
Just production quality more than anything. But I think you can listen to something you've done a year ago and go, oh, it went like that.
Yeah,
so that's just.
But a lot of people know you for that tune, though.
I know, it did me all right, to be fair, but probably 20 years ago nearly now, innit? So it's gonna sound shit in your head, innit?
But like, if you that sound when I heard that, and then. More so, even now, when you sent me Lover, it's got you can hear the Bon Lee signature sound on that that. If you compared them, that's the same producer, and you can tell.
Yeah, I don't think I've really evolved either.
No, but it's a sound.
But I've got that sound, but it's sort of like I sort of
kicking in the beat sounds the same.
Yeah.
Temple of Dreams.
Same sort of kick-ins and build-ups and stuff.
But it's a signature sound, and that's what you were getting at with what they do. Yeah. It's a signature sound. If you played a set full of that, I think I'd enjoy it, and I'd be in it. But if I was coming to see you every month,
you get bored.
I
think you need. But work a crowd. I like the art form of DJing, just mixing. It's keeping that crowd going, innit?
Yeah.
So you can't play everything that sounds the same, because it just if you get bored as a DJ, you can't expect 200-300 people.
I could be a devil's advocate and just say, what about if you go and see a band like Oasis?
Well, this is especially the
people
who's out there.
A lot, because I'm saying they literally
have a sound
their guitars, their vocals, even their chord progressions are very, very, very similar in every.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's a very fair point, to be fair.
If people love you, and like I said, DVBs, they've developed a niche following. They've got their own little pocket of bounce followers, like yourself. Like there's many people out there who are fans of said person.
Yeah.
And I think it's just it's an interesting one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is really. It's when you put that as the Oasis thing, people do want to see one
Yeah.
band, don't they?
Yeah,
It's like for hours. It's not just an hour's set either, is it?
Yeah.
Like a few hours.
But I've got so much I want to talk about because I podcasted like 2 weeks ago, but it was getting people's stories and stuff, and I like when return guests come on and we can sort of dig deeper into certain things and stuff like that. Sank this year has been quite like, I don't think I've played as many Sanks this year than it seems to be. I see it every few weeks. That's what it feels like.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
it?
been quiet.
There's been
It
a
was
few.
quiet beginning of year because there weren't one till
March, I think.
April.
Was.
It were
March,
end of April, weren't
yeah.
it, from New Year?
Yeah.
And then saying that I missed the June one because I were in Maga, weren't I? So I don't know. Actually, when I've started counting them up, I've only got about 4.
Yeah.
The birthday, the summer one, Cantina, and the Halloween one. So there's only 4.
Do you know what
So it's not that many, is it?
I want to talk about this again. It's another fucking wrestling analogy. Sank for me is like, we're all like quite a close knit group of DJs, isn't it? Like what you would say, like when we see each other, we're all buzzing to see each other, and I like that sort of like aspect of it all.
That's why I like sound. There's no bullshit with it all either.
And
it's sound in it.
I'm gonna say this, it might upset a few people, but I went to Cantina and I thought, fucking hell, with this team and this venue, this has got potential to be fucking class. Like level 4 or what Flamingo it was known. I enjoy playing in there, but it's a very strange room to play. And now I think if Sank can really sort of mould this what they've got, they could build on this. And do you know what it feels like? This is going to sound really crap as a wrestling analogy, but like, I don't know if you've been watching TNA or Impact Wrestling.
No,
so Impact's been rebranding and they're bringing back the TNA thing, and they've got like this core group of wrestlers who've stuck, they've been offered contracts to go elsewhere. There's people like Moose, Jordan Grace, Chris Bay, and like all them type wrestlers, and they've stuck with that brand, and now it's starting to pay off because they're coming back, and obviously TNA's coming back, and it in a way it feels like Sanctuary for me. I'm not saying that they were down by any stretch, but I feel like there's some sort of like burning of the fire, like it's coming. There's a bit of hype. So, I mean, does that make sense?
Yeah, I felt that beginning of year.
Yeah.
And that Cantina, that's a bit. I loved it in there. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
Top night. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm going to say I don't really like flamingos.
Yeah.
I think it's just a weird crowd to.
It's a tough crowd.
I think because you get like the bounce crowd coming in, and then you get the walk-ins and that. It just. It's if you can keep people moving in there, you're doing a really good job. But it's like when it was full like in the birthday do.
Because this is bounce versus
Sank,
Sank,
it was full, and even then, play a tune, and they were singing the breakdown, they kick in, do nothing. What have you come for then? You know what I mean? So, but I think as well, I think a lot of that now is like people are just. They've no concentration spans at all now as well. Like I've sort of like adapting the mixing style a bit now. I was
going to mention this.
Setting up cues to just go straight to breaks, which is completely what I'm against because I like a nice long mix, but
you can't do it anymore.
At the end of the day, it's the dance floor's more sport. So I was trying to mix it up. I might do a bit of a longer mix, and then it gives a chance for MC to do a few oggies or whatever they want to do. But it's like I'm mixing. It's like a 20-second mix, and I'm like. It's not what I'm about, and I'm like playing like 20 tunes in an hour. Right,
so for me, I've noticed in probably about 12 months. In 12 months, I've gone from I know you use hot cues and stuff like that. I don't do that because whether I'm lazy or I don't know. What I do is I edit tracks, and I don't hide the fact that I edit tracks.
Cheater.
Hey, cheater, call it what you want. But do you know what? Right, when you're trying to keep the attention of people on the dance floor, they don't want to hear two of the same breakdown. There's a lot of tunes where if the breakdown was different. This is what I used to like about the bad stuff you used to do. You used to have like an example would be like you'd have like a dinky riff coming in, it would hit, and on the last break you would break into a piano.
Yeah.
And it'd be like, and for me that's good. But a lot of tunes nowadays is literally a copy and paste with a subtle difference.
See, I used to do like say on a tune like it would kick in for like 64 bar. I'd say 8 bars of 4 bars of 432s. And then it'd kick in the same for 4 bars, exactly the same. But now I've sort of, if I do kick in the second time the same riff, I've just got just like short bits, like the 2 lots of 32, and then bring it in later on because it's not as repetitive. Then they've only had 25 seconds of it, and they can have another 25 seconds of it later. But I'm trying to make tunes a lot shorter as well, so they don't, like you used to get a tune and it kick in for a bit, and then it just go to like a kick and a donk for like 30 seconds, and that were normal.
Yeah.
But like now, you just can't do that.
Yeah, you wouldn't get away with it. I edit tunes down. I don't edit everything down, but I've noticed, say this time last year, I was playing a set and I'd maybe play 15 to 20 tunes in a set. I think the last Sank I played about 30, 35 tunes, because you've got to like play, you've got to mix a tune in, and you've got to be thinking about getting that next tune in, because they're going to react to like a big breakdown, and then when it kicks in, they're waiting for the next, or what's the next one, what the next tune's going to be. It's not, they're not appreciating it when it kicks in.
No, they're not appreciating the actual tune like the breakdown.
This isn't just a Sank thing, but this is, I've noticed in many places that I've played.
Yeah, I think it's just the TikTok generation, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's get a video from a photo. Let's get the next tune on.
Yeah, exactly. So I found myself, I'm playing probably a minute 20 to a minute 40 of every tune.
When I first come back, I love these hot cues because I was like, right, I'll skip it to the end, but I was still mixing that like kick to donk, and then you've got that, you're having like 25 to 50 seconds of kicking donk, and it's boring. But I was like, right, it's kicked in for like 30 seconds, then it's mixing for like 50, then it's a breakdown, and then it's kicking in for another 30 seconds. Oh, that's more boringness than it's not. That's when I started like cutting it to breaks. I like setting the cues because it's just, I don't know, it's just.
People work differently though, isn't it?
It's put that bit of fun into DJing, like a different lease of life, because like with vinyls, it was like the challenge of keeping it in beat. Like, there's no challenge of that now. Like,
imagine if you did that now with this crowd, it would. I'd probably walk out, I imagine.
Yeah.
Because if you're there queuing a tune and you're trying to keep it in beat, there's that skill to it. But then at the end of the day, you'd probably be mixing for say like, I don't know, 50 seconds, and it's like
It's just like, I think every so often I've been more or less going to breaks, or sometimes like kicking when the tune kicks back in, kicking with the donk of the next tune, and if depending on how it'll sound.
Yeah.
So you've not really got that drop beat of like kicking a donk for longer. Sometimes you need that little bit, 30 seconds. Let the crowd catch the breath. Let the MC do a few shout outs or whatever. But not all the time, because it's just like most of your set it's just kicking donk then, and it's just boring, isn't it? Yeah.
I think that a lot of people's styles have been changing up as well lately because of, say, what's popular in the charts, or what bounce has always been. I'll call it the mongrel. Like if it was a dog breed, it'd be the mongrel, wouldn't it? Because we've took stuff from trance, we've took stuff. So like sometimes when I hear a tune, it'll drop and it'll go into like a side trance drop, even though it's got nothing to do with bounce, but it's
there's been all sorts.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's or a Melbourne drop and
EDM drops.
Yeah, so for me, I think that's why bounce is so universally liked, because there's so much different elements to it. But even with these drops, you can do like 8 bars, and then but you need to be keeping it interesting, and it's like fucking hell. Like you've got to keep on your toes and stuff. I've got a question with regards to Sank again. If you were like, so you're playing your sets now, what's the sort of ratio to like your tunes versus other people's in sets? Do you know what I mean? Do you feel inclined to play more of your tunes because?
I'll be honest, I sort of like that sometimes. Not so much recently. When I first come back after COVID, I was just hammering what we'd made because it was like I've spent the past 18 months making.
And yeah, you've never seen them in clubs as well.
Yeah, and it was completely wrong move to be honest with you because they weren't working. So now I sort of like. Now I can bitch out of fucking playing one of my tunes now. Thinking I don't want to. I'd rather play something I know is going to work. But you've got to take risks sometimes, haven't you?
Yeah.
But now, I'd probably say about 25%.
25.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. But I might play something old that's ours. Oh man, because I know it'll work.
See, with my sets, right, I play probably 70 to 80% my tunes. I know
It's your chance to play them, though, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
there is that. Whereas that's where I was saying with a DJ before I'm a producer, I'm more bothered about what's going on down there because I don't. It's the worst feeling in the world playing something, and it just falling flat on its arse. But it's even worse when it's one of your own tracks as well. You're like,
I know what you mean.
Fucking hell, I really am shit, aren't I?
I think with me though, I've done You've got your signature sound where I feel like with me, I've done all different styles of shit. So I could play a full set, and if somebody who didn't know it, I think a lot of the time some people might go, maybe not so much the Manic stuff, because the Manic stuff has got its sort of own sound, but with the Brad Riffresh stuff, sometimes I'd do like a hard house track, or sometimes I might do you know what I mean? Like it's different. So when I play my sets, it might change with Manic, but when I play my sets, I felt like every tune was different because I never really found a signature sound as Brad Riffresh. I just sort of, I like that, I like that, I like that.
I think when we did the Bad Behaviour tunes, even though we had a sound, I'd say like we're like, right, let's do it this type of style. We had different styles, like, you know, like let's use this bass line now. Let's use that bass line. So they were different, but they still had that sound in them, didn't they?
It evolved as well.
You know what I mean? So I tried to use different bass line. Well, I used to try using different bass line, but now I think trying to just I'm playing it easy really. Just thinking, right, people just want donk these days. Like you can't use a bass line now that's not got a donk in it because people don't seem to react to it the same. So
see, I do that though. That's my difference.
I like tunes that haven't got donks in. It's just got nice pumping bass lines. I like that.
Yeah.
But
my DJ brain says to me though, straight away, if I put a certain bass line in a track or even a certain kick drum, it's like this. I know this isn't going to go down well, but I'll still do it anyway. I do it because I
think
like.
You've got to do things you like as well.
Yeah. So, but you're if we sat down and done a tune together, right, we could pick out this would work on a dance floor because obviously we're DJs. This would work. Whereas when I sit like, there's been times, and John will probably back us up on it. There's been times when I've been writing stuff with John, and I've tried to just go, not off script as such, but like I've done this, and then John's like, yeah, that's not going to work on a dance floor. I was like, I know, but should we try it? It's like, no, you want to keep them dancing. You want to.
Like someone like guess he'll.
And that's how I think.
That's why it's good having two heads sometimes, isn't it? Because I second guess my own work all the time. I'm like, I was like, listen, new samples, send jazz samples.
Yeah.
What do you think of this? And I need someone to go, yeah, that's right. Sometimes I think, I'm not sure about that. I need someone just to go, shit that. Or I like to send someone something and think, and see what they pick out, and if they've picked out the same things I do.
Like Lover?
Yeah, they picked out that, and I'm like, thought that myself, and then I think, right, I know that needs changing. But
your second guess was correct, yeah, I get that.
And sometimes, well, you can listen to something over and over again, because you do, obviously, when you're making a track, and then it starts to sound right, and it's not. I think, well, I get that a lot, I don't know about you, like, so.
See, there's been certain tunes with, I don't know, with you and Greenie, I don't know how your dynamic works, but there's been tunes where I think with John, it's 90% of the time we're like, we know what the direction is, we know what we want to do it, and I've found myself when I'm sitting there writing is I'm following that direction, and I might get this just mad idea or wild idea, and it'll say like, what do you think of this, and then he'll shoot me down. But there is times where I'll go, no, listen, I'll make a call on this one. I think this will work.
Yeah, we've been like that.
Yeah, like this is one in particular with Far From Okay. That drop, the commiserative drop, right? That was John's call. What I did first was I did the notes short, so it was like bum 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 bum. I know this is going to sound awful on the audio, and I apologise, but he was like, no, it needs to be like, and he sent me a version of this. It needs to be like this. He said, and he was like, listen, we'll do it. Just do it like this. Trust me, it'll work. I was like, I get that. I get it'll work, and we did the notes. And it's like, now we've got the like longer bass. Obviously, the track, and it's like, and it's got the bom bom bom, and it's like, it's not as
work, doesn't it?
It works better, and that was where he's went. Listen, I'll make the call here. I think
Yeah, sometimes you got.
It's a respect thing as well.
Yeah, sometimes McGreeny's like, no, I want to do this. I think so. I go, right, all right then. And sometimes I've gone, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And he's gone, right, all right. If you just don't, I've just got like.
That's why two heads is better though.
Keep it in for now. Keep it in for now. And every time I listen to it, I say, I don't like that. And then eventually I say, right, can we take that out? Or he said it as well. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Two heads is definitely better than one, I think.
Yeah. An example lately as well is this tune isn't out yet. Go and listen to the Manic Production Mix, by the way.
It's a bad podcast.
I know.
Stop plugging you out.
I know. Go and listen to Bond's mix as well for the It's Time for Refresh promo.
Yeah.
I listened to his new CD that he's done with Carl, which is for Flexing an Antidote. I'll plug that as well. There you go. Have some of that.
I've got promo mixes coming out.
No, but no, I was just gonna say, did I send you This Is the Dance, the one with Paul Heyman on the break? It's a cover of It's a Dream. Do you know? Dun, 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 dun. I put it in that group anyways, and there's a bridge section where there's a riff, and John was like, he wants it like this, and I've went, no, look at this, and he's like, oh, I don't know if I like this one or this one, and I've went, listen, I'll make the call on this one, and this is where I've made the call, and afterwards he was like, yeah, I'm glad we did that.
Yeah, sometimes as well. Like,
it's a different energy.
for me as well, when I make a tune, I can listen to it. However many times you listen to it over and over again, but when you like mastered it, it's finished, and you like listening to it as a WAV when it's finished, it's just like listening to
That's psychological,
it's
that, isn't
brand
it?
new.
Yeah.
Brand new. I do love that bit, like, to be fair.
Do you still get your stuff mastered off John?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I'd rather send it to someone else and let someone else have a professional argument in their own head rather than me. I'm like, oh, does that sound right? Does it right? I'd rather let someone else deal with it.
So I was mastering some stuff, and it ends up at like version 30. Whereas do a nice clean mix, send it off to them. If they want to do 30 versions of
they make the decision. It's like, and then
when it comes back, it's never wrong. It's never
they've got a business running a mastering business.
Yeah.
They know a hell of a lot more than me. I'll be honest. I pretty much wing everything. I don't wing everything, but I sort of like. I'm not really involved as a producer. Like, I don't try new shit or clever shit or anything like that. I just like try and make. I'm just doing it to keep myself relevant to get a booking. To be honest, I do like doing it. Don't get me wrong. I do obviously like what I'm doing, but I could probably learn more shit. But I just think I'm not. It's time in it as well. Like, you know what I mean? I could probably put a bit more.
Very time consuming.
Yeah, so I have learnt new stuff obviously, but like I'd rather give that decision about something that I know.
Yeah, the more
not
technical
little
side
about,
of it.
but because then like the like little things about EQing and things clashing and stuff like that and you can't really hear that well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't hear that well. I'd rather just give it to someone else who's making a business out of it.
And as well, they've got treated rooms and stuff like that where you're gonna put it in your headphones. I wouldn't master in headphones, by the way, but you're gonna put it on your speakers, and it's like your room. It might sound great in your room, but
at the minute I'm in my dad's bedroom, and I've got like a speaker is against the walls about that far. Obviously, if you just listen to this on Spotify, you won't be able to see it's not very big. And then the other speaker, there's a window behind it, so it's not really great. I do most of it in headphones, but Dad tells me to turn it down.
I'm 17 again.
I do most of it through the headphones now. To be honest, because you get, I think with like the bass and that, it just seems to like echo a lot off the speakers when it's so close, and there's nothing to kill it dead or anything like that in the room.
I'm going to sound like a very, very, very bad parent here, and don't report me, but up until last year, I'd never ever produced in headphones. So when my missus used to get mad at me, so like say I don't work Fridays, I have Fridays off. she'd go out to work, I'd have my little lad, when he was a couple of months old, I'd have him in the bouncer next to me, or I'd be like hold him in that, and even if he was asleep, I'd still have it through the speakers. That sounds really bad, I know.
I think as well. Yeah. I don't like loud music, me. It does my absolute head in.
Yeah. I don't have it loud anyways, but
I don't like, sometimes I turn it up a bit loud, like, but like in car, I don't have it proper pumping, like. So
I don't get that. I don't get it.
I just don't like loud music. I like, in a club it's a bit different, but like if I'm in my room, I think, I'm going to turn this up. I just want to hear it nicely, and I want to be myself think at the same time. I'm a proper old man, aren't I?
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. But my thing is, though, I thought to myself, right, he's at school now and stuff, so I thought, alright then, I'll put some headphones on. I don't joke, and for about 3 months, I was like, I can't do it. Like there was a time period where I started Manic, and I was doing music. We did the first release, which is Love Is Lost, and from then we didn't do anything till like from the October to the February, because I was like I'm trying to mix a tune in my headphones. And I was just like, it sounds like dog shit.
Well, that's another reason why I like to send it off, because sometimes I'll obviously listen to headphones, and then I'll be listening to it in another speaker, and then it's like, well, that fucking sounds really different now. Like, what the fuck,
exactly.
and then I'm going back to it, and then I'll put my headphones back, and I'm like, I don't like that. So what do you trust? That's why I trust the engineer.
Yeah.
I trust the mastering engineer anyway.
Yeah, well, I like I said to John at the time, I said, mate, we've spent fucking 40 some hours on this tune, I just can't get the mix down right. And then it was one Friday, my little lad was at school, I just fucking monitors on, turn it up, mixed it down, one version, done, that was it.
Yeah.
And then from there, we've had sort of, I think we do about 2 tunes a month, roughly.
Yeah. That's a good output, that.
Mate.
And you've got a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
And a kid and everything. Yeah, so it's good output,
because I sleep about 4 hours a night. Yeah, I know.
I'll be dead, mate.
Like
I have thought that, because I'm thinking, like, bloody hell, he's up early. It was like last activity like 11:30. He's up at 5. I'll be dead.
Yeah, every night I sleep about 4 hours. I function. I don't know what it is. This is more like of a personal thing, but see, if on a Thursday night I have my catch up because I don't work on a thing, so I have a long sleep. But do you know when I get up and I go in the morning, I take my little lad to school, I've got a pounded headache if I sleep too much.
Oh,
it's horrible.
I get that on a Saturday a lot. I did
fucking
this morning.
Horrible, isn't it?
I go to sleep about 10 o'clock. I'm up at 5:30, so I get about 7.5 hours. But a lot of the time I wake up before my alarm anyway. I wake up about 5. But like today, I went to sleep at the same time. Last night, went to sleep about 10, and I slept until about half 6, 6:45. But I was waking up for a good hour or so. I just had to keep putting myself to sleep, and I thought, it makes me feel a bit more groggy.
That's what I feel.
You get that bit of headache, just like round here, like.
I get a headache, and then as well at the same time, I'm there at the school gates with him, and he's running in, and I'm thinking, I feel lethargic as fuck here. Like I'm more tired now with more sleep than when I'm running.
Yeah, I get that. I think that.
Well, I send you voice messages and that, so like that's my form of communication, as people know. I don't like writing messages to people. Voice notes is the way forward, and I don't care what anyone says. But like, I voice note you, and I'm like chirpy at fucking 5 a.m.
I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, I don't talk to me, it's early.
Yeah.
Like, right, I'm up.
Yeah.
I get up, I have like half an hour where I have a brew, get in the shower, and then I'm like, right, I'm sorted for the rest of the day, and I'm quite happily go to work and have a conversation with anyone, which doesn't sit well with some of the people that started 6:30.
When I drive to work, right, there's 3 people I pick up on the way to work, just for easiness, right, and when I'm driving in, I've got like, I don't know, fucking Heart 80s on or whatever. Can't put dance music on in the car because they're not that type of people, and they don't appreciate it at fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. do you know what I mean?
I appreciate it 10 o'clock at night, but they're definitely not.
Exactly. So I'm there and I'm singing along to fucking whatever tune's on. You can't get words out of them. A lot of them just sit there and they're just like this.
Yeah, a lot of people. I've got a guy at my work, and I sort of like respect people's. I can have a conversation with someone I like, but I've got a guy at work. He's up morning. He wants to like, oh, was your weekend? It's like, fucking just walked in, like, you come back off holiday. Did you have a good holiday? It's like, stop, ask me in 2 hours. I'm like, I don't mind having a conversation, but just like, fuck off.
I know we sort of had a catch up and stuff like that. But I've got. You asked me today, what the fuck are we going to talk about? I've done my story. I've got loads. Loads is down, just so you know. And there's a lot of features that you haven't done on this. So, and there's people asking questions because obviously we're all in similar friends groups. When they said, "Are you coming on?" they were like, "Right, I've got a question. So there you go. There's some stuff. I've got a question from the last guest. That is what it is. We can move on from that. Right. Oh, someone wrote this. This was a question that I got today off the back of what I assume was the DVB thing. Is the bounce scene run by about 6 people? Shows in its booking. That's from Anonymous. Right. We're in such a small scene that it probably is. Yeah, it is run by like 10 people.
Whoever's if it's like 3, 4, maybe 5 nights that they're up there.
Yeah.
And they're run by 1 or 2 people on them. So yeah, I suppose it is in a way.
It's run by probably 10 people.
I don't think there's like a higher council.
No, yeah, they're not all there having meetings around the table going, shall we let him in? Yeah. No, it's like, it's not there.
Not many people like, why have you booked him?
Like Freemasons where they go in and it's like, they've all got to put in a white ball to let you know.
Power.
Yeah, and if one person on that table don't like you and you get blackballed, you're fucking gone.
Yeah, see you in a bit.
No, yeah, I get that.
I would say, when you're on the basis of like, it is run by a few. Yeah, it's what if they're running the nights. They're what's get booked. Essentially, they suppose they are running it if you look at it like that.
As big as this scene is now, because it is having a bit of a boom period, right? When you look at the stats and figures, we are still a small scene.
Oh,
it's the same few thousand people going around the northwest.
Yeah, I think the best thing about the scene at the minute is probably them We Are Bounce nights.
Yeah,
because
next generation.
That's it. That's what you need. It's all right. Like before when bounce were big, or then people grew up and thought they were too cool for bounce after that, weren't they? And then you've just got a newer generation, and you need that newer generation coming in while them older lot are still into it, and then it's like what's the word, conveyor belt.
There's a gap, isn't there? There's a gap.
Yeah, you don't want that gap because if it falls off the cliff like it did like 2010, 11 or whatever it worked, it did fall off the cliff. And I didn't think I was too cool for it. I just couldn't be arsed with it. I still listened to it. I started a family and that instead. That was more important to me.
Yeah.
You need that next generation, and I still see some of them videos like they're under 18s. They look banging, don't they? Like,
yeah.
So
I seen MC Dingle Dave on as well. That was class.
Dingle Dave, yeah, he loved that. Oh, you were buzzing with that.
Yeah. So Bond's son ended up with the mic on the stage at We Are Bounce.
Absolutely. If I were like play music in car, and I was today actually, I was like doing a car test on something. And I'm like, just listen to it. Oh, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. I was even dancing to it last week. He was playing his bloody phone loud. I'm like, I'm trying to do a car test here. And it's in my ear, stop it. He just wasn't not interested in it whatsoever. Yeah. He never has been until that moment, and now he's not again.
Yeah. But these We Are Bounce nights, like, for me, I noticed that for a long time, I was the youngest DJ in our scene. Like,
how old are you now?
I'm 27, right?
Fucking 20, I'm fucking 37. Fuck me.
So when you were 27, you were like doing the bad stuff, I think, there or thereabouts. Maybe.
2013. Ollie were born. I was having a kid for 10 years ago. Really.
Yeah.
So bad stuff. It was like 2000 and it stopped about 2009, 2010. So like 24. 23, 24, so yeah. Right,
so for a long time, I think I knew maybe 1 or 2 lads who were younger than me who were trying to maybe DJ or learn to DJ.
Yeah.
Now there seems to be a little group of people who are coming through as younger DJs. And
there's a few. I've noticed like Ben Jones, he's quite young.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I presume he's young.
Yeah. But there is a few.
And that's what you need.
I think it stopped though because I remember round here, especially when the under 18s night stopped. It stopped. I was the last cut off point, and the people that's younger than me and that never experienced under 18s nights. in Fusion or wherever it was locally, and I think it was noticeable for a long time, and it wasn't until about 2016, 2017 where you get the people who's had kids and their kids are coming out where it's like, oh, they've grew up on Clubland, and that's why it's sort of...
Yeah, because it is bad.
Came
Like,
back.
I've seen a few videos, different under 18s, and they like took the kids, and it's like it's mad, innit? Because you think I wouldn't want my kid anywhere near this. But you see them buzzing off it, but that's where they find a passion for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen so and so next, not necessarily the dad or whatever, just a kid just go into one of these nights thinking, wow, this is amazing. I want to do this. You need that to keep it going. Do you know what I mean?
I'd like to think that somebody like a We Are Bounce have maybe created the next best thing.
Yeah, I think as well. Like I know with Greenie and Mike with the bouncy thing. One of the things that they said, Greenie says to me all the time, is that we're not trying to impress the people that are in the scene now. We're trying to get it on TikTok and get all these videos, and you get a new
wave of
a new crowd to it,
Yeah.
a new audience.
Yeah.
Bring more people to it. Don't keep the ones that are already on it. Obviously, keep them on it still, obviously, but get new people into it. So make it grow rather than stay the same. If that makes sense.
Do you not think, right? I don't think it's as much prominent here where I'm at, right? But within your area, and 30-mile radius, so like as you say, your Wigan, Burnley, Blackburn, all them places, that you get producers and DJs who are just so narrow-minded that that's the only thing that's there.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to please this small pocket of people, and they're not looking to the bigger scale.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes, that's perfect. So.
And I believe that sometimes that can be like to their detriment, where it's like, why am I not getting these bookings, or why? And this isn't aimed at anybody, by the way, but it's like it's because you're trying to please 100 people in this area,
rather than
and the greater thing.
Yeah,
this is another thing. I'm going to talk about this, the Jax Jones and Blackout thing. I've seen a couple of comments online saying, "Fucking hell, this is cheesy and shit." This, and it's like no, they're just trying to appeal to a massive audience.
Well, this is it. It's like
Personally, I wouldn't have done that. That's just me though. But that's why I'm here and not there.
It's like Eminem. He did a few albums and then he started getting Rihanna on it. He's like appealing to a bigger audience.
Yeah.
You got to please these people. But I mean, I really like the original Jax Jones. I really like the vocal and that. So to me, I love the donk one of it. It's fucking right up my street. So and it's good that someone outside of the scene has come.
Yeah.
And pick someone from our scene.
And elevated it, yeah.
And it does elevate it. It's definitely good for the scene.
Yeah.
If somebody doesn't like the track, then that's obviously, you don't have to like everything, do you?
But do you not think sometimes that core like 100 people are like, bounce should sound like this, and these are the parameters, and it's like,
no, you can't do that because like
that's why it'll stay at an underground scene.
He's like he's just narrow-minded, isn't it? You keep narrow-minded, you won't go.
As I say, but there is certain people who can wave the flag and do things on a bigger scale. Blackout have got that name value as well.
Yeah, they did it before, didn't they? So
yeah, if I come out and with an MC and did that tune and them lyrics, I probably wouldn't get the same reaction. But because people know what they're capable of, like Jordan's lyrics, some of the stuff that he's put out, like that appeals to other audiences within the core bounce scene. Is like, oh, we know he can do that, but look, he can do this as well, and it's no disrespect to any of them either. I'm just trying to put something across that this is only positive. It's only positive.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, definitely. I think anything that's shining a light on it from outside of it. I mean, if anyone like, you want to get booked or you want to make money on streams or whatever, then shining a light on it from outside is only good for everyone, isn't it?
Yeah. Because the ideal thing for someone like me and you is someone discovers, fuck me, this is a banger, this, right? Yeah. They get into it and it's like, what is that sound? And then they discover it's donk and it's like, oh look, I want to get on a bad tune, I want to get on a manic tune.
Yeah, so it's just like, now, like say, just like...
It's a trickle-down effect.
1,000 people are currently listening to your tune now, but but there's like 10,000 people out there listening to bounce in general. Yeah. But when you like say, right now, 50,000 people listen to Bounce, and now that turns that 1,000 into 5,000.
Exactly.
So it
Yeah,
grows,
it
doesn't it?
does.
So I think if you want better bookings and better things to do, not that everything's crap now, by the way, with like festivals and stuff like that. It's
great, yeah, on a
it's
grander
good.
scale.
Yeah, you've got to look at it like that. Stream sales and stuff like that. It's good, innit? I'd say so. Anyway,
I'm not gonna name names, but you can work it out for yourself. I don't care. I feel I would never shoot somebody directly, but I'd shoot their opinion definitely, but 100%. I seen someone comment the other day saying it was miles better in 2012, 2013 when it was just the ones who proper loved it and it was the trenches and all this. But like saying like, do you know why it was better for you? Because you had that core 100 people obsessing over you, and now it's bigger and there's more competition. You're not as good as you first thought you
there's
were.
a few things in life works out in life. Like one thing is like it's always never as good as it used to be.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what like.
Yeah.
You know, no, never know like it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
Everyone always says that, which I disagree with. And then there's that thing. Oh, it's not. Now more people like it. It's not cool. There's that element to it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, well, more people like it because it's better.
Yeah.
That's probably why. Like
Yeah.
only 100 people liked it because it was only worthy of being liked off 100 people.
Yeah.
Because it did go a bit poppy, and I've listened to Nick's thing on the way up here, and it like he touched on it. Like the tune just went shit. I think he were a lot of pot. Me and Greeny were putting them type of tunes out because we just run out of ideas.
I was going to say to you just then, don't take this the wrong way, and Greeny as well, if you're watching, I don't take this the wrong way. I can tell when, if you listen to your back catalogue, right, I can tell in bad when you went from this is your hobby and you're starting to move and the tunes are there, and you can tell with some of the later ones before you had your break that you'd done it because you had to do it.
Yeah,
Does
I think
that make
a lot
sense?
as well though, because I think we were remixing for Ministry. They were coming, will you remix Belinda Carlisle? I wouldn't normally do it, but alright, well you're paying us this amount. Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
So, but then you like sort of like,
But you can
all
tell
them
them-
tunes are being played out because we've made them. We were playing them out. I remember playing. I think it was Maxine. It was Sank at Maxine, and I played the Belinda Carlisle one. And I remember playing it, and I remember just people looking at each other. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? This isn't what you should be doing." And I was like, "Right, this is going too far now." But we still carried on doing it.